Hey friends, welcome back to Data Analytics Talks. Being a data analyst, being data engineer, being data scientist, what is very much required from a scripting point of view is SQL scripting. So irrespective of our role, we need to have very good understanding of the SQL scripting language, how to make simple, medium or complex queries to derive insight from our relational databases. So most often we know the basics, but when it comes to advanced, then we lack the knowledge. So slowly, if you explore more patterns of queries, will help you to get more efficiency in deriving that insight. So let's get into our SQL Server Management Studio. Let's understand our table against which we are going to fire our queries. And I'm sure if you go through all of them, it will give you a pattern of how to query these SQL databases, and you can enhance your querying knowledge. So let's straight away get into our playground. So this is purely a hands-on session only. It's not much theory part. So let's begin. So welcome back. So this is our table content. This table is of employees table, and we have the employee ID, first name, last name, manager ID, department. We have the salary, then we have the expertise. So we have only just 6 to 7 fields in our table. So what insight we will be able to generate out of this table? Let's see that. Before that, we will try to create this table in our database. So I'll be creating a table called employee, and this will be created under these advanced DB queries. So employee has employee ID as the primary key, first name, last name, department, manager ID, salary, expertise. Let me execute this create query. So this is the DDL definition for create table employee. Let me just execute that. As you know, you can select and click on this execute. The table is created. I also want to take a backup of my employees into another table. So that table also follows the same structure. Employee August 24. Same structure where I will be putting some employees there to identify some intersection option. So let me execute that. We have 2 tables now created. If you expand the advanced DB, look at the table definition, you have the employee and employee August 24. Now, as you know, we should insert some data into the tables. So I will be inserting some nearly 20-25 records into the table. And also as a backup, I have inserted some records to the employee August 23 backup files as well. So I will select all these. Let me execute these. This is simply going to insert some records into our employee table. So this is the time we can just see how many records are available in employee. Employee table has some 24 records, right? And you know, we have first name, last name, department, manager ID, and salary and expertise. You know, CEO has no manager, so that becomes null, and others are having manager and their salary also here. Then if I look at the backup table, and they has got just 14 records. So this is a backup that we maintain for the safety of our records. So what is our first requirement? So from this employee table, I would like to list all the employees ordered by salary. Higher salary first. Then it should include the position of each employee in the ranking. So normally we have just order. We use normally the order by clause, but we want to also include the ranking. So what is that ranking command in SQL Server? So if you look at, you can see the rank, and rank on which field. We have a field called salary. We want to rank it based on the salary. So let's put this query like this: select employee ID, last name, first name, salary. Then we want to see the rank of that particular employee in terms of its salary from employee table. And you should order by ranking, right? So let me just execute this command and we will explore that. So I am executing this. So what result you are getting? So we are getting how many records? 24 records. The employee with ID 24 is ranking first. So the salary, the employee young Jack has the highest salary among these 24 employees. And you can see that the employees are ranked based on their salary. Who is having the least salary? That is Alan Mason. So how do you do this scenario? So in this query, we use the function rank. It is a window function that returns each row's position in the result set based on the other defined in the over clause. So 1 for the highest salary, 2 for the second highest, and so on. So we need to use an order by ranking clause at the end of the query to indicate the order on which the result set being shown. So I hope, so in case you need to calculate order, rank, it may not be salary, it can be of the price of an item, anything that you want to get or rank, you should try to use this syntax, this pattern of SQL queries. Okay, so that is about the listing of employees ordered by salary. The second one is we want to create a report with the employee data for the top 5 salaries in the company. So often that's very much relevant question. I want to see the top 5 salaried employees in our organization. So how do you do that? For that, we have a pattern of query. So we have, again, we take a derived table. How do you do that? We have a select statement. Again, that is using the rank. So the select employee ID, last name, first name, salary, rank over order by salary, DESC, right? That is descending as ranking from the employee. This is the query, and that is put as a derived table with ranking. So we create a table with ranking using the select query, including the rank Windows function. Then from there, we are going to select employee ID, last name, first name, salary from employee ranking, where ranking less than or equal to 5. So what happens? The with clause in the previous query creates a CT called employee ranking, which is a kind of virtual table that is consumed in the main query. The subquery in the CT uses the function rank to obtain the position of each row in the ranking. The clause over order by salary descending indicates how the rank value must be calculated. The rank function for the row with the highest salary will return 1, and so on. So finally, in the where of the main query, we ask for those rows with ranking value smaller or equal to 5. This lets us obtain only the top 5 rows by ranking value. Again, we use an order by clause to show the result set, which is ordered by rank ascending. So let me execute this query. So this is, we are getting the top most 5 salaried employees. Already we saw that the 24th employee, young Jack, is leading the salary with 87K. Then we have 4 more like Harris, Ethan, Thomas, Emma, Walker, Amelia, and Brown, Michael. So they are the top 5 who has the toppest salary. Okay. So this report with employee data for top 5 salaries in the company. Hope you understand. So how do you do that? First of all, you have to create a select query using the Windows function rank, and it should be over the particular field called salary, which will be descending order. Then you make the main select from that CTE. Then you will be able to arrive the top 5 employees having top salaries. Okay. That is the second insight that we can generate from the employee table. Okay, then what is else? We want the last 5 rows of the result set. So so this is a top 5. Then of course we can use the last 5. So it should be ranking less than or equal to 5. But here only change is it is ascending, right? Previous was descending. So we sorted the rank order. We change the rank order. Then let's simply select this select statement. So you can see that the lowest becomes 1. Who is having the lowest salary, that becomes the rank 1. But earlier it was like who is having the highest will be ranked first. So it's a matter of just using the order by clause, descending or ascending, you can arrive the highest or the lowest. Let me execute this query. Sorry. Let me execute this query. So we are able to get the employees with the lowest salary. So Alan Madison, 54K, is the one who is having the lowest salary. So just make sure you are able to understand this query. Okay. So we have seen the topmost and the lowest. Now we can also constitute some other scenario like who is having the second highest salary? Who is having the second highest salary? So how do you do that? Let's create a select statement. The select statement with the salary descending order. That means we have Harris Eden is a second, right? So how do you get that single record? So when you select a query, you are getting all the records, 24 records, but I just wanted only the second record. So we have a CTE employee ranking. Then we make a main select statement here, employee ID, salary from employee ranking. The ranking is to 2. Ranking is to 2. Okay, right? So let me execute this. You are able to get the Harris 85,000. Got it? So let's look at this problem, this query a little closely. So the where condition ranking equal to 2 is used to filter the rows with the salary in position 2. Not that we can have more than one employee in the position 2 if they have the same salary. So at this point, it is important to understand the behavior of the rank function. So you will understand that the where condition ranking 2 is used to filter the rows with the salary in position 2. Not that we can have more than one employee in position 2 if they have the same salary. I hope you understand now how to get. Now, if I want to get the fifth also, third also, you just change to 2. So you get the third ranking person. Okay. And again, the first ranking person. So any rank, anytime you are able to achieve. I have just given the employee table if you want to get the highest pricing product. All these can be using the rank function and then order by function, order by field. And the second highest salary by the department. That's another good query. So list the second highest salary by department. Earlier, we don't apply the department. We are just getting the second highest person in the organization. Now we want to by a department. So what changes are here? So we have to use partition by department and order by salary. So you have to use the rank function. So what happens if I select this select statement? So we are going to have employee, last name, first name, salary, then department, then rank. You can see CEO has only one department, that is a CEO department. Engineering has 9 employees. So we have ranking within that department. Then we have HR department. We have a ranking within HR department. We have a marketing department. We have a ranking within the marketing department. We have the sales department. We have a ranking within the sales department. So within all the departments, we have the ranking. So if you notice the previous query, we don't have as a department-wise ranking. Now it is easy. You can select the second highest rank by the department. Let me just run this query. So we have engineering department highest, HR department highest, marketing department highest, sales department highest. So similar pattern you can use in other scenarios also. So I just put it at a employee level. So just have closer look at that. With employee ranking, as select employee ID, last name, first name, salary, department, and we have a rank function. And the rank function we do the partition by department, then salary or ranking by, and define the ranking. Then you make the main query accordingly. So this is the pattern that we should use wherever you want to find the second highest salary by department. So if I want to see the first also, you just change the where condition. So we have each department, we know who is having the highest salary. Okay. I hope if you put us, so if you want to see the lowest, how do you do that? If you want the lowest salary from every department, I just change the sorting to ASC. Then let's execute that. So this is the Dow John 7500 is having the lowest salary. And engineering department, we know which employees are having the lowest salary. So manipulating this order by clause during the ranking functional, then you can understand the highest and the lowest. Then let's see another scenario. So with the employee ranking, at least the first 50% row in the result set. So we have the employees, 24 employees. I just wanted to see the 50% of row in the result set. I don't want to see the 100. I'm not sure the total is 24. So I cannot put just 12. I just want to see the 50% of the row set. Maybe it is 100 rows. It should be showing 50. If it is 1000, it should show 500. If it is 10K, it should be 500, 5000. So how do you do that? So we are using a new Windows function, NTILE. Right? What happens, going to split the result set into 2. Okay. So we will be doing it order by salary. Okay. So let me just select it, how it works. Let me run the select query. So basically what happens, so in this query, we are introducing a new function called NTILE. The NTILE, what does it do is, it will split the whole record set into 2. And first half, it will put 1, and second half, it will put 2. So that's how we are seeing this NTILE 1 and 2. And from there, we are taking the first half. That is NTILE equal to 1. So let me execute this query with employee ranking. Let me execute this query. So you can see this is just returning the half of the result set. That is almost 12 records out of 24, where the based on the order by salary. Okay. So in case whenever you want to split your record set into 2, you use this Windows function called NTILE. Then if we want to see the 25% of the rows in the result set, it's very simple. You can use NTILE 4. What happens? So if I use NTILE 4, it is going to split the result set into 4, and it is inserting 1, 2, 3, 4 for each partition. So I will execute that whole command. So while executing, I will get the first set of the result. Okay, I hope this is clear to you now. So we have seen rank function, NTILE function. Okay, then moving forward, the number of the rows in the result set. So sometime we will have to add the row number. So based on the employee ID, you just rank it, put a row number based on the rank. So I will execute that. So we know the employee ID, rank 1, employee 2, rank 2, rank employee 3, rank 3, just adding a ranking position just based on the employee ID. Okay. So there is another function called row number. That's a function you can use to insert row number. Then normally, the employees table, you will have to identify the reporting manager of the employees. So how do you do that? Reporting manager of the employees. That case, we use a self join. You can have join of the same table. Like you can see that employee E1, employee E2, right? So we have the employees and we have a manager column, and the manager ID is of the same ID of the employee. So we are just joining this table with the same table, and you will get the manager details. So let me just execute that query. So you can say manager name John Doy is a manager of Jane Smith, is a manager of Emery Johnson, is a manager of Michael Brown. And Michael Brown is a manager of Sophia. William Miller is a manager of Emma Thomas. So when you have a table with employee and manager, we should do self-join to get the employee manager hierarchy. Got it? So please try to understand what is self-join. And self-join will really useful during similar exercises. There is a product and parent product. There will be parent and child relationship. So the self-join always come in handy when you have a parent-child relationship existing in the same table. Maybe. So I would request you to explore self-join. There will be a lot of scenarios that we can solve using self-join. So this is one of the case where we have the employee and manager. We have parent and child. So there are many scenarios that this self-join can be of useful to you. Then all the rows with an above average value. Okay. So any salary, we need to see above average. You have an average, right? So we have 24 employees. We have an average salary, and anybody who has more than the average, that is query symbol only. So here we are using a subquery. So in the subquery, we are selecting the average salary from employee. So what is the average salary? 68,750. That is the average salary. So how do you get the average? You are getting the sum of the salary divided by the number of employees. So we have a function called AVG. AVG is the Windows function. A function will give you the average. So any employee who is having more than 68,750 will be listed as part of this query. Let me just execute that. We have 11 employees having salary more than the average. Got it. So you can always use similar kind of subquery to identify such use cases. Then employees with salaries higher than their department average. So first one, we are just looking at the whole employee list. Now we want to know the employees having more salary than their departmental average. So here we have a subquery in the where clause. Subquery in the where clause, where we have put average salary from employee, where the department of the employee is equal to the department. Okay, let me just execute that select. So in this case, you can see this many people having salary higher than their departmental average. So this going little more granular level at this point in time. Now I hope you are getting interested. So from one single table, you arrive a lot of insight. You want to know who is the highest salary. You want to know who is second largest salary. You want to know who is the least salary. You can split into multiple NTILEs, multiple sessions. You get partition by department and rank. You can put a rank order. So these are just say just a matter of single record. But if you have using multiple tables, you can have very complex queries in SQL. So we will look into that later on. But today in this is the beginning session, and we will only just focusing on some of the simple queries. Okay. Then we want to obtain all rows where the value is in a subquery result. So I want to get the employees from that particular department where the employee Sophia Taylor belongs to. Okay. So how do you do that? We are going to have a subquery. The subquery, we are going to the department of that particular employee Sophia Taylor. Let me execute that. So we have an engineering department. So we want to get all the employees from the engineering department. So here we are putting a keyword called in. Let me just execute that. So anybody who is part of the engineering department will be listed here. So for that, we are using a subquery. You can get a subquery, and we are using the in keyword. This also we can implement using a join if you have a separate tables. Okay. And we can also put this in a from clause, where you can also create another virtual and another derived table, and we can also use that. There are many ways to do that, but this is how, if you want to get a table which is the result of a subquery, then very good. Actually, you want to know the duplicates. Okay. So since we don't have any duplicate records in our employees list, but many often we want to understand how to identify duplicate records in any table. So let's look at the table. So we have select statements. We are selecting all the fields required from the table called employee. Then of course we will do a group by. We will group by employee ID, last name, first name, department, manager ID, and salary. So if the group by column has more than one record, you understand that this employee is a duplicate case. But there is no duplicate. But this is a very handy query. You will have to implement it very often. So try to see when you are asked to find out the duplicate, you have to use the group by cases. So if you want to show the number of records against each record, that means how many duplicates exist, I can also add a function, count function, and use that as number of rows. So there is no duplicate, so it is all. So you can see that all the records are having just one rows. There is no duplicates at all. Okay. So this is how we are able to identify the duplicates in our table. There's another scenario. We have two tables. Maybe one of the table is a backup table. You have taken a backup a week ago, and your main table keeps on adding the records. So I want to know which are the common records exist in both table. Okay, for that we have a function called intersect. So I have created an employee table and the employee August 24 backup table. If I run this query, I can see in both table there are 12 records exist in both tables. Okay, the remaining 12 records are unique to one of their tables. Okay, that is employee table. So employee August 24 record initially just having only 12 employees, but later 12 employees got added to the employee table. Okay, so we have something called grouping data with roll-up. So let's see how we group it. So if I want to know the salary by department expertise, then we just execute that. We have the department and we have the expertise. This is the salary range. Okay, if the department is engineering, then expertise is artificial intelligence. We get 82K. If the department is engineering and cyber security, they are going to get 85K. So this is basically grouping and understanding. Same thing, we can also do the roll-up. So when I apply the roll-up, when we execute that, you will see a null value inserted after each department to show the total of that department. And towards the end of that, you will see a record with null for department, null for expertise, and it is showing the total of the salary for the organization. So that is how the roll-up can be used. So let's also look into some other scenario. In the scenario is all about totaling the salary against few departments. So I want to know the total salary of the sales and human resource. And I also want to know the total salary of the IT and support. So let me just execute this. It's going to show you the total salary of sales, HR, also the total salary of IT and support in as a separate columns. So this kind of SQL you can use in different scenarios, but use some with case statements. Okay. So this query returns a single row with two columns. The first column shows the total salary for the sales and human resource department. This value is calculated using the sum function on the salary column, but only when the employee belongs to that sales or human resource department. A 0 is added to the sum when the employee belongs to any other department. The same idea is applied for the total salary, IT, and the support column. I hope this is clear to you. So next we would like to understand the salary range. We can create the query and we can put low, medium, and high. Then we will count how many employees are in each salary range. I think we should create a range first, like using a select case. When salary less than or equal to 75K, then low. Then salary greater than 75K to 1 lakh is medium. So anything above 1 lakh is high. And you will get the number of employees in each range. Then you should only group by the salary 75,000, 75 less than or equal to and greater than 1 lakh. So this particular query helps to identify that. If I execute, I can say there are 17 employees with a low and medium 7 and nobody has high, right? So this is how we can group rows by a range. I hope some of these examples are useful to you. So practice that, and this is really going to help you to improve your SQL scripting language skill. Thank you. Let me know if you have any clarifications on these queries. We will try to help you. Please. Thank you.